Hey, welcome everybody. Today we are going to talk about something very special for the Phantom Reactor 600 that I have behind me right now. So they have been sitting on steel columns and they're about 60 centimeters high speaker stand, meant for regular speakers. Very basic, full steel, and it has a MDF base, not the sturdiest pair of stands, but it does have cable management. So your power cable or your network cable or your optical or 3.5 mm cable that's running to the Phantom Reactor 600 can actually route through this part here, and it goes below the base and it comes out, and your cable management is quite neatly sorted out. So what you will see from the front is like what I have here. You can't see any wires from the side, as opposed to if you didn't have a cable management, you'll see this with your wireless speaker. So they have not been the sturdiest. They are a little bit wobbly. But what I can tell you are that these speakers have zero cabinet resonance, zero cabinet vibration. When the music is going crazy and the bass is pounding and the woofers are going, in and out, pushing in and out, there is no cabinet vibration and nothing is being transferred to the speaker stands. Right? So even if your speaker stands are not the most stable, it won't be rocking. There's no cabinet resonance or vibration for the speaker stands to counter and to anchor it down. There's no need for a solid pair of speaker stands. And that's why I've been using them with these cheapo, lousy pair of speaker stands that I've had for a while now, which I used to put my surround speakers when I had a home theater set up. I'm going to put back these speakers, and if you can see the wobble, and the thing is, they are not the prettiest pair of stands and pales in comparison to how beautifully crafted the reactors really are. So the stands are not measuring up to the speakers. So this is where this thing comes in here. Reactor legs. It took me a while to buy this because in Singapore it retails for $279 each, and I had to buy two, even though technically it doesn't need the stands to sound its best. It needs the stand to look its best. So here we go. We are going to unbox this guy today and unveil. Oh, they spent money embossing the styrofoam board with Devilly. There you have. This is the base, and there is a manual of sorts. And first off, this is the base. Stands, angled screws here. This is where the legs go. Okay, and it says front. Okay. Now, then you've got three legs inside. The screw heads are slightly different size, shorter, and that's the one with a bigger, thicker screw thread and a little bit longer. I'm going to try to read the manual. It says, screw the legs in, put the speaker stand on it, and tighten the screw at the base. The long screw thread, the fitting and the meshing is close to perfect. Very little gap. And then the two legs with the smaller screw thread, and the last one. And that's what $279 gets you. The legs are rubbered at the tips. And being a tripod, 3 points of contact, never going to have to need to level them ever. So take a look at the height of this guy versus the height of this guy. This is at 47 centimeters, 18.5 inches up from the ground. That's a big height difference. Now the assembly of these speakers onto the stand is a little bit tricky. I'm going to try to show you what is the best way to do this. I'm going to invert this speaker. So you want to be careful not to cross-thread this. And this is as secured as it gets here. Beautifully on the tripod stands. Stable like anything. Now I recommend using something like Scotch Magic Tape matte finish. Start with a length that is enough to go around at least 1.5 times maybe. So this is about 4 inches of tape. When you tape it, make sure that it overlaps itself and comes back onto itself. So this part won't slip. Put it to the edge of it and then you tape and you go around. This tape is barely visible when you stick it on. So from the front, you're hardly going to notice any tape, but the cable is nicely managed all the way to the back. So you don't see any cables running at all. So I've now gotten the 2 Phantom Reactors set up with the legs. And if you realize where they were behind me earlier, they were a lot higher. And I'm already trying to slouch a little bit to bring myself to the height of where these speakers are. They are sitting pretty low right now, and I'm kind of squished in between while trying to put them in the same position, because previously the stands were straight down and it occupies maybe about a square foot of space. But this guy, because of the tripod, it now takes up quite a lot more space. So this is 18 inches of space, left to right, on the front of it. Now I'm going to set up in the room where it is supposed to be set, and I'll show you a video of how it looks in a bit. So I am now boxed in a 100-inch ambient light rejection screen. It's a short throw screen meant for the short throw laser projector, which is just right in front of you here. And this screen is flanked by the 2 Phantom Reactors, which I've set up on the legs flanking the screen right now. So the previous stands were 70 cm high, and it brings the reactors right up to the edge of the screen. So now the reactors are a little bit on the low side. They look really a little bit too low, to be honest with you, but it doesn't affect the sound delivery that much. It still pretty much sounds the same as when it was perched on the higher stands. When they were on the higher stands, it blocks the view somehow, depending on where you're sitting, whether you're sitting there or sitting there. It does block the view of the screen a little bit. The room is not that wide, so beyond the edges of the screen, I don't have much more space to push the speakers further out anymore. And I do want to give the speakers some room to breathe. So they've been set about 1.5 feet away from the back wall and ample room on the side of the speakers. So from where you are now, the look is actually pretty clean. There's only a projector in front, there's a cabinet below the projector, and the screen is being flanked by the 2 speakers that you have here. So previously, this room was set up with 11 channel setup. It was an Atmos 7.2.4 setup. So there are 4 ceiling speakers which are still in place, but I've gotten rid of all the 7 speakers that are placed at ear level. So the front of the stage used to have a huge center speaker, which was flanked by 2 tower speakers. The whole setup was powered by 3 power amps, so they stacked up pretty high. There was an AV receiver, and there was a Blu-ray player, and most importantly, I had 2 large subwoofers all crowding the space in front of you right now. So now the whole room is very clean. I don't think the sound is as big, to be honest with you. I mean, you have 11 channels plus 2 subwoofers. The soundstage was huge and the sound was impactful, but I'm actually enjoying this look right now. It really depends on what you want. If you are looking for the kind of setup that I'm after, which is minimalistic and provides a very clean look, gives you a little bit more room for the kids or for your visitors to sit around, then maybe this is the setup that you want. And the legs look beautiful. So let me be honest with you. If you are thinking that spending the $500 on this pair of legs are going to give you a sound improvement, don't do it. I don't think the money is spent to better the sound. The money is spent to better the aesthetics. So does it make it sound better? No. Does it make it look better? Yeah. So I'm very happy with the setup right now. I hope you have found my video helpful in the decision process to buy the legs. Chances are you have spent quite a bit on the pair of Phantom Reactors already and didn't factor in this extra $1,000 to spend on the speaker legs. Again, very simple, matter of aesthetics. If you want it, go for it. Bear in mind that you're paying for the aesthetics, not for the sound performance. They already sound great as they are. Putting them on the legs is just icing on the cake to make them look better, not to sound better. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and ring the notification bell so whenever I drop videos like this, you will be notified. So before you leave, do leave a like and leave comments in the comment section below and we can take on the conversation from there. If you want to discuss anything about these speakers or my setup for this home theater, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to engage you. If you have any ideas of what you would like to see in future videos, do drop me a note in the comments below and I'll do my very best to try to deliver what you, my audience, would like to hear. So have a good day and till the next video. See you.